Hi guys, welcome back. So it's been a while, at least how long has the channel been going at least? I've been going for almost like 8 days. Sorry. But we're not gonna start here, okay? This was just to set a timestamp for me. We're gonna go to the 8 months before that. 10 months. Whenever the hell the training arc starts. Let's see. Did I do he got adopted by Chosen or yes? During the 10 months of it, he did more than just training. Him and his father, who is now in this AU, his father is gonna be All Might, his adopted father. His real father is Hadashi Midoriya, but we don't know. Deku doesn't remember any of his memories. He doesn't have really that much of memories left. He knows some things. He doesn't know his family at all. He basically almost has. He's a personality, but his memories are not there. He forgot most of his stuff. He's smart. He has intelligence. Don't get me wrong about that stuff. But any physical memories of his childhood, he doesn't really have at all. He knows some stuff. He knows All Might. All Might was there when he did turn 4. Remember that. That was a thing that there is in the canon. He analyzes All Might. He's still his fanboy, except his father is All Might now. Not the father. I'm gonna say father, meaning Hisashi in this Shishonori Yagi. Okay, that's father in this one, so don't complain. If I wanted to make him his real father, for one, I'm gonna kill you probably. No, I probably would do it eventually. I just not yet though. In the 9 months, Izuku and his father being Toshinori, being All Might, just gonna have to make sure it's clear. And his father did spend time together a lot more. And besides that, there are some things that really should be explained. Izuku goes to school now. He doesn't need it, but he has to. All Might can't look after him all the time. And so he's like, this is still the ordinary high school. He's still going to go there. Middle school, whatever it's called at this point. Middle or high, I don't know. He goes to class. Remember, he has purple hair, purple eyes. He basically is more purple at this point. He's basically purple. The green hair isn't there anymore. I keep this thing right here for this. He's just not gonna say his last name. Just is more of a placeholder for me for future reference. And this is like, remember, this is probably a little bit after that. Come on. Hello, this is the day after. I don't know if the last day of. No, yeah, no, the future careers, that's mostly. We're doing it one day after. No, we're the day after, probably. No, it's 1 week after that. And I might remember that. He is fully healed with this. He does have a buff form. His buff form is zero form. But his civilian form is still a muscular man, but not as big as All Might and strong as All Might. But still can knock out a person if he tries hard enough with a punch. Ezekiel has to go to school. Okay. It's like, oh, and we have a new student. It was a mid. He was like asking, why is there a new student coming here? I thought there's not so much. After this late in the year, this is like, we don't actually know. He's a new student. He's been homeschooled for a while. I like to say that he has to say homeschooled just because, it's gonna be really weird for the saying, this kid's been missing for a couple of years, and I need him to, and this kid's been missing for years, and he needs some schooling or social skills. Because Maybe there's one thing clear about this Suzuku that's gonna change personality. That is gonna help a little bit. So personality is gonna be not there anymore. He's not gonna be a kid as bully, but his social skills are not that much of a thing. All I did notice with him how he talks to people. He really doesn't talk to people. He really avoids it. He only will talk to not too many heroes, just a little bit of them. House, for example, is okay. Eraserhead, okay. All Might mostly, and then some other heroes, but he doesn't really talk too much. And to people who doesn't talk, he has trust issues. You're gonna like really big trust issues for this. Remember, he was kidnapped, and he doesn't know how exactly it happened. But he knows that the trust issues are going to be there. He has to be homeschooled for the lack of social skills, and he's just like, so you're a new student. You are surprised about how this kid looks. Some kid has noticed this new kid, and saying, "Hello, my name is Suzuku. We're gonna be classmates." He didn't say. He asked too many questions. For 4 minutes, no one talks. Except for the kids not really talking at all, and the students look. Ask question, do we know you? He's like, I don't think I know you. I've been homeschooled for a while, for most of my life, so I don't know you. Everyone does not fully believe that. But they all keep in mind, especially Baku, who was his closest friend, notice that this kid looks exactly like Izuku if he was older. But his physique is not exactly the same if he did nothing, but... Also, if it was Izuku, this Izuku, if it was Izuku, this would have been, I would have known it. Inko did not tell me anything about this. And maybe there's a chance. If he has a quirk, then he is definitely not Izuku. He's like, all I can say is, what's your quirk? It's called Energy Ball, but that's all I'm gonna tell you about it. But, that sounds done saying this might not be Izuku, but he can say a quirk, but his hairstyle, how he looks, is just super closely related. Just the quirk is not the part that makes sense, though. Maybe he didn't like the quirk, but I don't know. It's so different. It can be different. This is just sound. He's like, is that all? No one asked any other questions. So they passes by. The gym class. Peter shows some things on him that look a little oddest to him. Like there's not much marks on him. His speed, there's not that many scars on him. Legitimately, you won't see many. But you definitely see some dots on him where injections were. They're not fully healed yet, because, the injections, he didn't have a lot of injections, so not all of them would heal in time. People are noticing this, like, what is with all those holes on his body? They're not holes, they're like legitimately... Okay, basically, the parts that we use, you have injections, how there's like a tiny hole like that, like when you get a shot. And basically those, but they're mostly healed below where they're supposed to be. They're healing up, but not fully yet, so... People are questioning about that. We go to a gym, and there's a mate playing baseball, throwing a ball. I went there baseball, and Izuku throws the ball. And it's pretty fast and strong. Even the pitcher person who's supposed to cut the ball, activated a swerve just out of fear, just to catch it, just not to hurt himself. And you're like, is that your quirk? No, it's not. I'm this strong. He's not yelling at the student for using his quirk, because that speed of the ball was dangerous. Even the mitt is almost broken. Even the mitt is missing. It's still there, but a lot of damage from that strong throw. It's like, okay, how about you be the person who's catching the ball in the back instead? This seems a lot better for you to do. And he's like, oh god, this kid is not, it's not his quirk. My god, if he uses, this is actual quirk. Is this part of his quirk? No, I don't think so. He would not, like, anything like he's lying. He does talk to 30 fingers, but really, there's not really show so far for the first day. Ezekiel hits one of the baseballs, and it breaks. Immediately, the baseball was baseball breaks, and the bat, where the baseball hit the bat, the bat broke from how much strength he hits it with, and breaking some of the baseball. From this natural strength. This is from the Jacksons. Remember that he has a lot of injections with him. Man is a home run, for God's sake, but damn. He's like, okay, we're gonna. It's like, okay, I need a new lesson plan that does not involve as much strength. I mean, like, guys, I told you there's some mathematical skill. You're gonna need some skill, but the most important thing in baseball is strength. If you can hit that ball once with a great power of strength, like massive strength, you're gonna hit a home run guaranteed. Besides using mathematical effects of wind pressures or wind atmosphere, because you're strong enough, you can beat wind. It's just like, we're gonna have new lessons. We're gonna have some new lessons that involve less strength. But God, if this kid knows how to fight, actually, this could end horribly for everyone, except for if he's becoming a hero. It could be the greatest news. Time passes, Zuko hasn't really made sense to talk to people, and not many people really talk to him. Some people did, and Zuko does try talking to them, but is legit a little more shy to them. Touch them. The only one that really got pissed off at Zuko was Baku, who tried to fight him, and Zuko just punched him. But Baku tried to use his quirk on him, and just hit him into the ball, leaving a crack there. Baku has almost a broken bones. Some area of his body is broke. Some of the bones almost did break. There's some cracks in them. That's mostly what it is. Because Zuko does not how to throw his punches yet. He needs the only thing that's gonna help him is his only training. Omei is still training him, but really he's only helping him increase how he fight, increasing his strength at this point. It's not really helping. It's not really helpful because remember, Omei is not a good teacher at all. Not really the best teacher for Zuko. Something that he may do help him is that would be basically the most helpful teacher that Zuko would have. And Owen has not even on for all yet. Oh my god, he's not gonna do that yet. He thinks Zuko should, get ready for UA by clearing out the trash. But Zuko has to call his parents, or his only parent, for how much there is. The principal first time, he's like, your son, and my students, he's like, they got a little fight. And Zuko uses quirk to beat him. Well, let me see what it was. You mentioned, principal, are you sure that you think my son uses quirk? Because this quirk is not super strength at all. He's like, I'm sure it had to be his quirk strength. No, it's not. This is natural strength. This is his natural strength. The person's like, oh, I see, but I just hope these students don't fight. He's like, oh, I don't know, but a fight between them may happen, mostly. We don't know who the aggressor was in this instance. we're just gonna leave this as a warning for you and your son. Yeah, he sees Izuku. Izuku legitimately looks at Izuku and just thinks like this looks so much like Izuku Midoriya, but his last name is told. It's like yes, Mako does have some instances where he does have a little and don't worry, Mako's never been here, but he does have some anger. He is a little angry towards people. So this mostly is just probably a warning for both of you. Nothing you've written. Nothing even is like this. I was like, why did you hit him? It's like, oh, he just tried to use his quirk to fight to try to hurt me. Remember, I'm not really social, and I'm more of a trust issues person. Remember that. I was gone for years, so you're not gonna have that much of a success of social life with me here. This is the reason I'm mostly at school, isn't it? Because of my social skills. I know that. It's like, you're right. Just try not to fight. He's like, I won't. He's trying to use his quirk on me first, so I just did it when I natural response. Just as I punch him. Oh, it was like, okay. Let's just hope this doesn't happen again. This happens more than multiple times. He said no one's really gonna bring them back to the principal office because it really can't help. But we'll go back to the day that happened. What the fuck? I mean, she was like, I think I can call Inko. And Maka's like, really? You sure? It's like, that kid looks too much like a Zuko, though. But older. So they call it. Smithy Maka's previous. Like, that damn nerd. He's been missing for years. He's been missing since he turned like 4 years old. He's been missing. Zuko did not know he was kidnapped. You know he was probably 4 years older. Zuko really couldn't tell. He had no way to track time. Remember this. He is legitimately clueless. Misty got a picture of Zuko. Both you and so to Inko. He's like, is that a Zuko? He's like, I don't know. This kid name is Zuko, that's for a fact. There's a lot of differences and some similarities between them. From what I can gather, Zuko has green hair, but this one has green hair, so we call them. So this is a little weird. Zuko was born with green hair, right, Inko? And green eyes. She said yes. Well, the picture I took with this one named Zuko has purple hair and green and purple eyes. And it seems like he doesn't have the super strength quirk, but they won't tell him exactly won't tell him the exact quirk it is. He says he's definitely Izuku was definitely born quirkless, but he's been missing for so many years. Maybe there was a quirk that they didn't notice. Because sometimes quirk doctors are wrong, so maybe he didn't have a quirk. But so, there's some things about him that look similar. But his physique doesn't really match what Izuku would look like if he was kidnapped. He definitely looks much similar to Izuku if he kept his normal lifestyle at this point. And his strength was a little bit more than anything else. We went to the hospital, just to check for an X-ray. Nothing really broke in my son's body, but there are some cracks in his bones just from that one punch. It was like, this is actually my son, but who was his father? When he got his first name, keeping the last name secret for some reason, his name was Toshinori. He said, okay, that maybe he got this his new kidnapper. Missy says, no, this guy has a friendly meter, a similar aura. It's almost like it's like an almond. He has like a similar aura to almond, a calming feeling over him, and washes it all fear. But he's not a, he looks almost like All Might. He said he's definitely smaller than All Might. It's not too much, and strong, and this seems like as strong as All Might would be. It's like, this is like the power version of All Might. It's like a buff, because All Might is pretty buff, and they have similar things, but All Might's taller than him, with more muscles on him than this Toshinori. Because, as you can seem fine talking to him, but sometimes towards other people, so, it goes like, okay. And how you know, Sashi anyways, Miko, he's like, it's better than it was before, after Riziku's missing. He does come home almost twice, like once every 2 months at least at this point. So it's like 2 days, every 2 months he stays for like 2 days, but that's mostly it. So we're definitely getting, our relationship state is improving, but that's mostly it. It's better than it was before anything else. It's definitely even better when he couldn't really come back at all. 5 years ago, this started. He started coming back to our house for 2 days every 2 months. So we're having better progress. Just a little comforting is needed for both of us. And I actually know that our son is missing, but he really can't do nothing about it. It's pretty hard to find a missing kid which we have no idea. Rest of the months continue. But he's going to become a little more open to people. Not much. Talking to people, not really anything about himself. Just some small talk. He really can do really long conversations with people, just a little bit of them. 1 week before he going for conversation, Deku, you know me for long enough. You know my quirk at this point, and you've developed some social skills. It's not really it's not really the best improvement. You have some improvement for social skills. You can, at least I know you can hold conversations with other people besides me, and some heroes that me do Spotify. Small ones, but it is definitely improvement. I think you can handle my quirk now. Besides, you're probably already strong enough with it, but you needed some social skills. Because my quirk is just more than me being strong. You're gonna me becoming stronger. It may be important for it. That quirk does that, but this quirk also means more than that. I need to make sure if we're gonna be in this symbol piece. If you want to be in this symbol piece, you need to be able to talk to people at least. Not much, but at least somewhat. And you knew that. You knew that's why I sent you to school. But you're going to UA if you want to. He's like, that's my dream for a while. So the kid wanted to be here, but I don't really know too much. It's okay. This is what UA for. It's a hero school. And there's more than heroes. There's some other parts, but there's some other parts to UA. More than hearing. But it's hero school. I went there as younger, but it also is a hero school teaches you to be a hero and stuff. So this will also more than help you as well with more socializing with people of your age and a little older, if that happens. But I want you to make work and hear it one for all. He's like, I'm not gonna question why I have to be here. I've been ejected more than enough times to know what I have more than enough to this somehow gives me power. Ezekiel tastes, he's like, enough for nothing different. He's like, give it a day, it will happen. It's a day off. It's like mostly this, I think school ended. It's 1 week before UA. Ezekiel was out, going back to the facility he was kidnapped at, where he was experimented on, and find some other stuff. Find some files, his own file, one little girl file, and a third file about a young mysterious boy. Who has a photo, but it's a little bit blurry in there. With each one having a different experiment name. Ezekiel was the immortal hero. Ezekiel seems like, I see all the objections, but I don't have every single one that's activated. Maybe he says, I do have the final objection I had with me. That was implemented within me. Mortality, but the question is, I had to be almost dying. I had to be dying. Critical state that I would not leave unless I had this. I see other ones, it seems like they're not activated. It just has more than 6 things. We're not counting his quirk, but 6 more injections than that. He has more than quirk than injections of power. That would, they're not activated. He's like, maybe it requires the immortal injections being implemented. So they're not really activated. They have probably that condition of that has to be activated. It has to be injected within me. Biggest how dangerous they are, or how, because they can really kill me if I didn't have that. He sees this other little girl. He just runs to the park with all the rest of the with the rest of the fires of the other ones. And he goes on top of this person. The next one is a little girl. We don't think we're not gonna keep her at the same age, but the photo doesn't look like when she was younger. When she reps out her quirk. Name Airy. Last name unknown. Quirk Rewind. Has the power to rewind anything back to the previous state, or even before they are alive. Current person who has it is she's high. The leader maybe is not Overhaul at this point, maybe, and I say his owner is leader Sasai. Maybe something should change due to Overhaul. It's a successor of it, maybe took over one day, changing his priorities. We notice that this Overhaul has done some experiments on an area. Experiments on little, we have been able to gain some info on experiments that was done on her. She does not inject anything within her, which is weird. Most experiments are recorded with that, but it seems like taking out blood. Experiment is trying to use her blood to create bullets to remove quirks. It's not by much success at all. There are some rumors of some people temporarily losing the quirks. It's not really happened. It's really very rare. But from after getting shot. Maybe more production from Overhaul. If the current leader dies, Overhaul will take over, and a lot more will be put on their assignment to remove quirks. Need more data to confirm. It's not outdated and stuff, not fully, but it is a little outdated, not fully current to the current timeline of it. Last kid, name retracted. Age age 5 years. Quirk retracted. There's some files underneath there to find from info. This has a great power that we use. Problem is, this power is too great. Only thing is, the Hero Commission does not have this kid. We know who has it, but it's a little more dangerous. This could change everything. Turn page. Name retracted. Age retracted. Quirk. Nature healed. Allows users to touch any food and gives them the healing properties. different fruits heal different things. Drawback is everything has a tasteless. Maybe some improvement can be made to his quirk to make it more useful. More information about him. This kid, once you found out about his power, everyone legitimately hated the taste of it. Literally, there was no taste; it tasted bad. But the healing properties were overly powerful. Some people had scars that went through them, like were super bad. They couldn't really remove it. After eating different types of ones, some of them had better results. Some of them healed a person, some of them just most remove the scars. We tried combining some of the foods in something. The foods look normal, even when cutting them. They don't just taste horrible. Maybe maybe if we find a better time injection and make one, we can make this work more useful again, and making sure the food has a better tasting. That's why age, name, hope. Underneath there is his name is not really Hope. He just thinks his name is Hope now because we've been telling him, "Hey Hope." That same not favorite age. Almost same age as Aries, just a little younger than Aries, not 9. Like basically, Aries her age in anime is younger than is Hope is younger than her. Quirk nature. If it's nature. Quirk name. Quirk still the same, but we changed the name. To him, we call it nature because it's better. We improved the quirk enough. The information. We have been able to get some injections in here. Not many. It's mostly 2 at this point. It seems like we're not going to name any more. And things go perfectly well. And this is a file from this year. You can say, oh, this is a recent file. This is from this year, exactly. So, it could be great news for me. Information, injections. We were able to get 2 injections. We reversed the change the name from Nature Heal to Nature because it is doing better. The quirk can actually grow the fruits anymore, not just grow the fruits themselves. Like in healing. The taste has definitely improved. It still tastes bad, but it's better than it was before. The quirk does not seem stronger at all, which is really disappointing for us. Wish we could do more, but it seems like we're not allowed to do any more experimentation on him, except for the fruits. He's been introduced to our facility, where I need a name for it, like Hope Peace Facility, Hope Peace Industry. With a building that has Hope on it. He's been moved there for more things than this because of his healing properties. We've been able to work with them. We started working with them a couple years ago. We just introduced him to him just 2 years ago for purposes. We've been there and back, but morally now he has to be as a permanent residence there. He does get tutoring, at least some teaching, not from people at the facility. His only residence is to stay here, use his quirk, and that's it. He has taught, he has some social skills that are really, and he's a lot much other than other kids on his age. He just can't really tell with other people. His quirk is definitely expanding his market of using his quirk for more open field to sell to the public. We're working in industries to making sure his quirk can actually, besides growing it, which is really a huge improvement from doing nothing, from him having touching a fruit, having a better taste, we're trying to make some of the fruits that he made with some healing, adding some office failures. We've been doing that, but it seems like the quirk effects are weakened or nullified completely. But we may also do something with this failure of Mia's food tastes better with no only been necrofied size. We've been using this with normal food, and it tastes better. So we've been able to work with Heath to sell this product off as enhanced flavors. Enhanced flavor, mostly in more than one form. One is liquid, and the other one is a spray. More of a gas form. It seems like it has some success and some backlash of not using it. Some people are not using it because they don't trust it. Some people are. We're working on another one. We're working more to make sure we can get one that works without developing any effects, but making great saves. Current progress on this is only 20%. More testing has to be done. More injections to the fruits that have to be. More new injections have to be made to test. It should be the right one. He's like all this and starts running back to the house. And this starts piling them on the table, opening all the files. And puts out two in front of him. The airy one and Hope. So like, okay, and see these two people are definitely the best candidates I could probably make. Rescuing them is gonna be harder. Hope's is pretty far from here. But one for can definitely help me without this. He's able to use 5% off the bat with no training. He just has to learn how to use full calling. He is learning about it. He's not heavily using it, but he gets absolutely use it. He's like, but all, he's like only strength that has him, but that's mostly all I can know about it. Because all my uses like that. But his physique is already there. I can't really tell my speed without using it, so I really don't know. There can be more, but I don't know the progress about it. If I can do this, I can probably get to Hope's industry and figure out where the heck this is being held. Where the heck Hope is being held. Problem is, I don't have any money, literally. I've been getting some more loans. I've been using it to get some things. I don't have much left, so when I get my loans again, after helping around the house, it may be enough to get somewhere. Probably a building. I can rent out as a B&B temporarily for a while, which would be a great thing. I can rent out the building, but I can rent out the thing, but I also get B&B and charge out, make sure I have a profit, make sure the B&B costs more than the actual building, and divide among people. No, let's say he's able to earn 3/4 of a building. He's like, I able to earn 3/4 of a building. I'm almost ready to be able to buy 3/4 of a building, which my allowance comes in. I charge the Airbnb at a low price, but it's going to be paid per week to make it less than how much I have to pay for it. Once I build the whole building, the price change is going to be really, really different. Those are all one thing. Once I own the whole building, I can charge more for the B&B for per week because of how much room they're going to have with the whole place. I mean, they can have more friends over and charge the same price, and they can spend among their friends. Which would be really me. I'm gonna hate that, but it will be worth the more money they're gonna have to pay just to stay there per week. People are able to book for a day, but not as much as it's not possible much as a week, but almost like 75% of how much 25% of how much they pay for the whole. If they were to pay for a whole week, one day, they pay 20% of how much they have to pay for a whole week there. He's running out of paper about that. Like, this area can be used to buy another house, a smaller one than the one I'm buying right now. Another one besides the one I'm using for just I'm gonna use for a B&B. So given the area gets some shooters, maybe she can't really adopt them fully. Just say that I'm the father, and give them within the, don't tell them the last name, but as their father. My new father, alright, has given me a pretty good phone. It's pretty advanced. I think it's better than normal phones at this point. The technology seems advanced to them. But they don't really question how the phone looks or how what it does, because people have noticed that phones have some unique functions. They all look different at this point. Most phones look different. I guess you can say no more phones. Just some better features with it, because they don't really see this on the market. I don't really question it, because some people maybe he has a casing on it that makes it look different. But there's no effect, it's a protected he has a case on it. So that really does help. But there's a lot of stuff with it, because when he really doesn't use it, he uses it mostly to make phone calls. He doesn't really use it too much. He just has it just for other stuff, for making and stuff. He really hasn't made a bank account yet, but he's gonna make one. As soon as that thing comes in, he's gonna make that card, put a payment on it, at the end maybe make sure it goes through perfectly, and be perfectly fine. Make sure he's a P.O. box kind of, the one that is a P.O. box, the mail office buy for free for him. Maybe not make P.O. box, he doesn't really have one, he just has a million on there. The rest of the vehicle is fine, perfectly fine normally. He got his payment, he got his allowance for doing work on the house, and started to get the house with a mean bee. But there are some people who recommend fucking 1 day. It's not really to his little bit of disappointment, but it definitely is somewhat a better improvement closer to his goal. The dance gym is Zuko's been dropped off by his father. All my parks, his farm is really for him, and brings out Zuko with him. There's a parking lot near UA. I must say that. It's not in UA, it's just near it. Walk out. Zuko, all my walking ahead him, going inside, changing to his hero costume. Heading to the modern room, Minaj Zuko walks towards. He walks almost trips, but he steps on a break, almost falling, but he takes the front and steps and puts it down. Yoga touches him, he's like, I'm fine, I'm already perfectly fine, so can you release me? She's like, yeah. Zuko puts his foot down, and puts it down a little force, enough to flatten the brake to the ground. So it's more perfectly back in place. He's like, what's your name, cutie? He can flirt a little bit. He has a phone, he can read some stuff online. Books and other stuff. He's like, I'm blushing very hard. He's like, my name is Ochako Miarak, what's yours? My name is Izuku. He's like, what's your last name? That's a little private. I'm not allowed to, my father and I don't like to give our last name out. It's more of a family tradition at that point. That's my first name. Yoraka. He can't really call it. So you can call my only first name, Izuku. Cutie. It's like blessing very hard. Izuku blesses a little bit, not as much, but he definitely feels a little bit of love. He does not know the feeling as much. He knows something about it, but he really has to read more about this stuff. Right, so I think you're doing this, Ochako. If her first name is Ochako, I'm gonna be pissed. If her first name is Yoraka, I'm not gonna be mad. Because I'm confirmed if I saying the first name, if I say the last name Ochako is my first name. Don't really care if it's gonna take Chakra for now. If it's your rock, I'm gonna really be smooth later on, just for personally, because I'm really not gonna go crazy myself, make myself hate me angry just for that. Everything you do, she says, I think I'm gonna do okay. How about you, Izuku? I don't think I'm gonna do great. I know that for a fact. I am really strong. It's not my quirk. My quirk is not strength, but I have a great strength within me. They say to each other, Izuku muttering a little bit. He does have a lot of muttering, but not as much. And it's distracting for, Izuku says, be quiet, you're making more distraction than anyone else here. I think it's that after the 3-pointer, when they point out the 0-pointer for the opposite, it says, be quiet. This is like those two, but like the other way, they're distracting, like, be quiet, he maybe got to the 0-pointer soon. And you interrupted him. And you're making more distraction than anyone else by you doing that, by doing what you're doing. So be quiet, please. Start to be quiet. And it goes, the Shadow was out earlier than Izuku after the practical exam. Izuku got a perfect 100 on it. Yet it sees this, but doesn't really stop. Tries, but he says, I ready to do this for Shaku? He's like, yeah, I am. Ida just doesn't really is disappointed. He thought something else. He thought he was gonna distract her. Well, I hope you do well, Chaku. I know I am. Says, huh, don't know where the captain comes from, but I hope I do well too. And I know you and you said you're gonna do great. So I wish you the best luck. When doors open and Zuko starts running, he's like, some people saying he's like, he says, but says, there's no countdown in a real battle. Start going already. They're disappointed in not realizing there's no time. No countdowns in a real battle. In real life, there are countdowns, but if it's a hero fight in the streets, there is not going to be a countdown to when to start fighting. You just start punching through some 3-pointers, getting a lot of them. Using people as 1-pointers and saving some people from getting hit. I'm feeling away for a moment. I'm worried, but I want to see how everyone else is doing. See look around. See how it's like, There have been some more pointers. I could definitely use it. But other than that, I'm perfectly fine. He is a Dumbo. Feels like he wants to fight, but he knows it's really not effective. And he was going, he's like, no, God. Starts running there. And it says, are you okay? He says, I'm stuck. Ezekiel lifts up the rock. Picking up, throwing the rock straight in the face of the face of the 0-pointer, knocking it down to the ground. Well, he makes some taco and runs, and okay, so mostly when he's running, he throws the rock right backwards, straight into that 0-pointer. But some people be impressed by how much strength this kid has. Yeah, I thought you okay? He's like, my ankle's sprained, but that's it. He gets to pull out his energy ball from me. He's making one, compressing his hand, and then putting it on the leg. He's like, here, this is healing perfectly fine. Wait, your heart's not super strength? No. Nope. If we get into the same class, I could tell you then. Personally. He starts blessing a lot again. Hey, I don't need a phone, but here's mine. I hope you can call me later, or text. In the minor room, people are impressed. All my definitely is a little impressed by Izuku's reflexes, like how he has like hero instincts within him. This is like I don't know, dude, what is his quirk? I see it, but is this because he says this kid's quirk is not super strength at all. That's just his natural strength. My God. When you see the two quirks, one is Jenny Ball and one is whole stockpile. His first quirk is pretty useful. Besides being animals, he can also use it to heal people. Same with stockpile. He really doesn't have much of the streets as an artist. His only expression is can increase strength and speed. That's only increase strength and speed. It has to be not more information needed, more testing needed to be done. They're like, what the heck is that? What does the second one mean? He's like, well, it seems like he doesn't really know his second quirk that much. Maybe he doesn't really have much of a chance to use it, or he's late bloomer. Because every information in this kid is so hard to find. I'm not able to find any information about this kid. In past records, nothing. Only one I got is from this year and his quirks. No past scene about this kid is known. Even his last name's not even on here. So let's see. We have he says listeners who says are impressed. Like, wow, they're really impressed with this kid. Like, so some students is here, and we have a mysterious kid who is definitely strong, can heal people. We not sure he uses energy well for attacking, and we not seen that stockpile power he has. We really did see his stockpile, and did see the when he was he moves faster, but stronger, and he's 100% mostly, so he does hurt himself a lot. He broke his arm once, but he does that. He is fixing it. He doesn't know how to use it for only fingers to break them fully, but they also do finger bullets now, 100% only. So remember, he does break his bones when using it, but the healing is great enough that it does not really matter if it breaks it. It'll be healed within seconds. But that might be it, I think we can do. The game was on. When Chaco and Uraka had protection of each other, All Might's height is legitimately having a problem with trying to keep the secret from his son. As I'm talking about, Izuku and the Fox did meet up to go for a date. A hangout, not a date, an amusement park. Have they had some great fun? Izuku is better at conversation with her. He doesn't. Other people, small conversations. With her, long ones. But still a little shyness to him to talking and blushing to it. Izuku's learning more about life, about all his feelings, about his feeling. He thought it was one type thing, so he didn't really do much with her. He had this again. It was definitely the same as last time, so is definitely doing research on it. He didn't find too much information about it. He really didn't try. He's definitely finding some information, but he really didn't understand as much. But that's really it. So it's the first UA. Mystery end. So we want me. And now public property? No, it's not. It's EU is private to you. So we want me, please like, favorite, share, subscribe, video, and goodbye. Also, thank you.